So do you want that or the example of? Oh wait, you said both.
I'm practicing on what's the name of the file?
Employees.pdf. And please let me know if it's not in there. Yeah, it's in there. Java's still on your phone.
Okay, I see.
And you can use SQL if you want to. Whoops.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a sample of it. See that? I got that plugin. That's a pretty good plugin that saves it to your window. That one. Oh, why did that? It's because of the program. I guess I have to do this with that. That works. So you don't have to do the indexes. I'm going to help the indexes afterwards.
I want to pick it, right?
No, you do. You remember how if you want to uncomment something, remember how you can do it in this one too.
And then now we can
Okay.
do that.
No, that isn't that.
But it is the testing.
Oh, you have to close it. Now, right, you should see those tables. Refresh. If you could, as an advanced step, can you delete the tax table without doing it manually, but with command? If you can, keep it up there so you can show me. You can put all the stuff into the list of commands, so you know what commands are available. But you don't need to do that in yeah, sure it is. But look here. Okay, now you want to create. Should I do the same thing or is that right? Do you want me to do this? You have it in the draw. That's good enough, right? You see everything on there?
Yeah.
You get that to it? Yeah. Yeah. Did you run it already? You didn't run it. How do you run it? You said, you know we run it. Do you see it there? Oh, yeah, hit the arrow again. So you want to create the which one? The customers, employees, order detail. So that one is the order table, that one's the one always in the middle, because you can't have, the reason we call it purchase orders is because you can't have the word order. It actually should all be singular, if you guys remember that, they shouldn't be plural. Even though I have it inside here as plural, I have my mistake, I did it. It should be singular, so customer, order, employee, and order detail. Because it's to represent an entirety, not to represent a group of them, so they all just should be. And in naming, they shouldn't be called customer ID, they should be customer underscore ID. It's very common to keep the, the properties in lowercase and title uppercase.
So,
This goes up there, kind of.
oh, we can, okay.
But people do change in different databases. Back in the day, it was uppercase.
So, we do uppercase or lowercase?
Uppercase for the name of table, and lowercase for property field, and never any spaces underscore. So those are three things to remember. Can you do? Huh? Yeah, underscore instead of spaces. No, underscore instead of spaces. The third one is the SQ. The third one SKU. It stands for student. Yes. And we'll do bar chart. The type. Bar chart. Yeah, go ahead and ask any questions. I'm just gonna come up trying you guys because you're doing it. And I'm gonna look at the time.
So, rather than use Boolean.
We do, oh, I didn't, done by one marker. It's there so you know, but give me an example of how you would use Boolean. Why don't you tell me? Why don't you tell me? Where do you think you use it? Make a property up. None of these use Boolean.
Okay, so I can say order is delivered.
What?
Is delivered?
Very good. Good to the first.
But now
Very good.
you will create another table.
You create three, you want to create four tables. You want to create all those four tables. So you want to do the same thing, you can even copy and paste if you want. You don't want to see errors, and when you don't see any errors, then you know you're doing it right. So you want to follow the same pattern as you did the first one, and do it right now. And then I want to go ahead and show you an easier way after everything that you guys have done. I'll show you an easier way to do it than you're doing it, but this is just to get the kind of. I should probably be careful with that too. After you're creating the second table, let me see it so I can just check it off, or just check that you guys. Well, that's like an extra special. Oh, I thought, yeah, I think. No. There's no selling? No selling. Thank you. This one's gonna be named customer. And then this one's gonna be named order detail. Well, because one thing to mention is they're not, even though people recognize that, you're actually. Even see how they're all plural? They shouldn't be plural. When I did it, I wasn't, but they should not be plural. They should be all. You hear?
You can drop that thing.
This is the name of the paper. Now, so I can order, keep the order, right? It's singular. But there's a command in SQL called order by.
This is right.
And that command is the name of a command. So you can't call it order because it's an observed order. So I added purchase order. Right. That's the big one. This is purchase order, this purchase order, that employee order details. So, table name.
Everything.
Oh. And then property. Order.
Because you did something else.
I will. These are all property. So, name. Is this custom? No. Spaces. Always use.
Here.
So yeah, these three things, one,
You
three. If you know those three things, one call them, one name, and you create them, the only other thing you know is add them. You got in,
in Europe, you
bar chart, or number, Ruby, but you're not gonna use Ruby, because I didn't incorporate it. And that's, but you know, with different databases, they're gonna have different types. And you're gonna find that, this is just, I sometimes maybe forget it, I'll Google it, and I'll see what the data types are for that database. Most of the rest is, some of the commands are a bit different, some of the semantics of it are different, but in general, you understand one, just need to adapt it. So, this is custom that, it follows, the other guys follow, I'm gonna use it different than SQL. These are the basic, what do you call that? Basic, like, not mythology, basic, practices, not pilot practices, good practices, right? Is that what it's called? Good practices, right? How are you guys doing? You guys doing okay? Has anyone else created a table yet? What table? I know the table. I'll be happy with just one.
why I can't see my table in application, they're all
Oh, you can't what?
here, this is lowercase, my employee, and table. But, the name of the table.
Oh, the name of the table,
Yeah.
okay. Well, because you created it, so you have to do, the namespace would be, did you want to create a customer screen?
Mm-hmm.
You have to drop it first.
No, I did it. I need to, no, just,
Well, good stuff.
wait, wait,
We'll try that.
yeah, let's try.
Let's refresh it, because I think it's usually better. Make sure that it's there. Yeah.
So, after that, I use top, upper top, you know, lower
And then anything else?
then I use this one, and it's still,
Okay, then it's not king size.
okay,
Because different databases all have different,
okay.
properties, but so knowing that, then you can go ahead.
Some people do that, so, you know, just, I try to, okay.
But what's interesting though is because you have uppercase, whereas mine will go in uppercase. That's interesting, because it should be in lower, it should be, sorry.
There is a what? Oh, you, yeah, you have it in there, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can create mine in uppercase, no problem. Well, I'm curious. Yeah, whatever case I do, it's, do you have it done yet, Andy? Not yet? Did you finish it then? You finished it, right?
No. You're gonna use primary key and secondary key. That's what we're now. We show, now, I will show you after the next. That was like, done. Yeah. But, let me just check it. So when this gets done, that goes uppercase or lowercase?
It's, it sounds very well.
So it's, I want to use the lowercase.
Oh, it sounds okay.
Change. You can just modify it. Okay. You can just. You could just drop it. Or you can modify it. Now, if you're having problems,
If you ever want like a little help, and you go like the table, and you say create table, and you select create table, you can actually create a table. If you select the table, right? Select the table, Oh my
We're bigger than
God. That's it. I'm not, that's, like, why are you guys following? Okay, let me go. Sorry, okay. If you select table at the left,
Okay.
you see the tables, Andy?
Mhm.
Select it over here.
Okay.
You see it, Andy?
Yes.
Okay, once you select it, go create table. Can you, like, do it as create table? And you'll get this window. You there? You there, Eugene?
Nope.
Nope.
I created the previous one.
Oh, okay.
I didn't where.
Oh, you used it already?
Huh?
You used this already?
Oh, yeah, I used it.
Oh. Look, no, 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 I mean the create, for the create table. Like, did you type it? You typed it, right?
Yeah, I know.
Okay, this, we're gonna show you, well, this way, if you do the, flip that.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
No, no, that, you can go back and work on it, but I wanna show you this one. If you go here, yeah, right? Oh, you knew it already. But you can do it that way, to save you the hassle. Or if you wanna help you remember. So just, yeah, right. And you'll get to and it saves you like work of actually, even though it's kind of cheating, it saves you the work of having to create the table. So like for primary key, you can select it, so let's say I add ID, and then I make it a primary key. I don't want it to be null, like I want that number to be there. I want it to be a primary key, and I want it to be unique, so it doesn't repeat. So if I select all those, and then I say ID, and I want an int type, and I hit apply, should work.
So when we,
Oh, actually, you want to add more fields.
when we select primary key also, it doesn't mean it's also unique, so should I?
No, it means that's where you're going to index it. When you say primary key, you're saying, my table is going to be, it should also be unique.
Yeah.
It should. That's why you also select unique and not null, because you have to have. So those three you'll select on primary key. Because it needs to be not null, it needs to be unique, and it needs to be primary key. Yeah, not null. Then you can go ahead and click on to add other one. So if we're showing the table, can you give me the details for the second table?
Yeah.
Any table. The name.
Employee, last name.
Okay, employee. So ID comes first, and then you're going to go last name. And you want that, what kind of character? Well, let's say we want it as a bar chart, and we specify 200. Now, it's not going to be a primary key. In the diagram, it's kind of a lot for you guys to understand the primary key part and the foreign keys. So in the diagram, it specifies where the primary key is. So if we go back to the diagram, oh, there it is. So here, I specified for you where the primary key is and where the foreign key is. So using, I didn't make it, it should, being an ER diagram, it also shows the relationship. There's one customer ID attached to each order. There's one employee attached to each order. And there's more than one order detail attached to each order. So this means one-to-many relationship, and this specifies primary key and foreign key. I think those are going to be out of scope, but what a primary key does is it identifies each row in the table. So that can't be, it has to be unique, not null, and like indexed. And then when it's a foreign key, you can have multiple. It represents the primary, but if it's like this one, you can have multiple order details attached to an order. So basically all these IDs would just match this ID. So if we go back to the we'll put last name, and then just click to add the other one. Oh, we want to specify the type. What's another field?
Okay. Oh, okay, so last name, first name, title, title, current, okay.
Oh, the title something or just title?
Just title, and then title of service.
Okay. I don't know if I spelled courtesy right. Did I spell courtesy right? No, I didn't. Wait.
Not I agree. Yeah.
And Varchar? And any other one?
The birthday, fire date, and address.
What's the next one?
A hire date and address.
So that looks pretty good. Even though it's abbreviated there, you have the full options over here. Oh, you can put a default value too. But this is something that you can do. You can make it inside the database, but you also have the ability to do that inside your programming, right? Setting default values and all that. So it depends where you want to put it, or where, you know, in the process where you're deciding. So now the nice part, I don't know, let me, is everyone there yet? Say, went a little fast. Do you have all that completed? How are you, Eugene? You're waiting for me? So if you hit apply, you're gonna get, I have a conflict, because I have another table like this. So I'm just gonna delete my other table, drop table, drop down, I'll drop the table. And I'll drop this one. And you might want to drop your other ones necessary too. The test, if you want. So then I'll hit apply. And it does this for you, which it creates the whole, a sample of the script. And then you can use that to better make your own. So I executed OK. And then I copied it so that I can go back to my query and put it in for my notes to see the difference. See, that's where they have them. But it's not the regular single either. If you see the singular quote here, oh, that's double.
No,
It's not the same one.
I know what it is.
Do you know how to get it?
Yeah, it's just, it's using the tab.
Oh, top left.
Yeah.
It's tricky though. But different implementations do different things. You have different, but this would work the same way as the other ones work. But this one just fills it all, and I said, you know, you can allow no. But by default, by not having it, you're saying you can allow no. So you don't really necessarily need to include it. When you don't want not no, you would include not no. But that's probably implementation specific. So if you're working, you know, SQL scripts inside Oracle, it'd be different too. And this is kind of an example of how to create the primary key. This makes it unique, and it says in ascending order. It creates it as an index. No, the only thing is, okay, so we'll we'll do the next one, and just try to do it on your own using the wizard. You already did everything, but I mean using the to create table. And your first is always going to be Oh wait, employee. Can you help me again? I could. Oh, actually, no. I can open up.
Yeah. Employee, what will be the employee, right?
Yeah, so something else.
Okay, so customer.
So, what would I put?
Customer.
And it's singular because they're in tidy. It shouldn't be plural.
Okay, ID.
So I put ID. I put integer type.
Okay.
Primary key. Not null. Unique. Next is, oh, what's that? Okay, so what's after ID?
Company name.
Okay, bar chart. 200.
Okay. Contact name.
You could try to do it yourself instead of
Contact title. Age.
And what type is it?
Age. I think integer.
That's perfect, yeah. Because, I mean, you could do maybe a decimal, but it's kind of weird. Integer. So that has all the fields? So how are you? Are you good? And you using, you're good? Okay. I'm gonna go to the bathroom. Yeah, even if you would have typed it up, you could always delete it and just do it this way, just so you do it and get experience doing it. Because you can do both approaches, but really you should be learning the script yourself. This approach should be more, you know, this is if you understand it enough to type it and you want to save time, you should do it this way, but typing it to do it during interview questions, you guys will ask you, how do you create a table? And then you need to say, create, and you can get the basics, you know, whether it's close to like something that. Well, here you go this way, Yeah, that's true, but this way, what they want to ask, they're not gonna give you the application quickly. They're gonna ask you to take the command, is what they would ask. They'll ask you to command. But you can go, if you already did it this way, or just to do it this way now to see, because the one thing that you guys don't, really know is adding foreign keys and primary keys. So yours, that means you don't, none of these have a primary key yet. So if you're having a problem with one of these, probably what you want to do, is you want to talk to them. These are actually going to be really, these are really should actually be the same height, but we're going to do, this later on, make it a little. I don't know exactly what they're on. Those are the two numbers. You're in the employee. The only thing if let's say we decide, no, they didn't. But if you didn't touch it, you want to drop it. You know. But you want to try to, no, this way though, is what you talk on. But because you have this index, this is your ID is index, you don't have the code. You don't remember the code, you don't, so you can use the interface as a table. So go ahead and try to add an employee table, create table, and create an employee table. And the same way as, so it's name here. Yeah. I have this, right? Oh, you're not gonna okay, you didn't create, you see this thing, but it's primary key and LT unique, that is creating a primary key. Okay, you can create a foreign key without the primary key. You're good, you don't want that primary key, that is a primary key on that. You're good, if you change over here to ID, you go to ID there, select it, you'll notice how we have primary key, not null, and unique, what is selection of these? So now, they said no changes. We're gonna go ahead and drop it. Because the reason I'm doing this, we'll clear this is have one mistake. Now he'll fly, but the reason I'm having to do it is there's an important reason. the seat that you're ready and modifying that, we're probably redo
maybe,
now, well, because it's the voice, it just happens before the person, so you can say that. Maybe if you change, when we're fine. Okay. I don't know about that. Because now you're adding the script change. You would have to delete this whole process and redo the whole process. The important part though is don't do it for this one, but open up a new query or a new table.
how about the difference?
You could, but I wouldn't do that because we can get this back and we can just copy and paste. If you do have it here, like you have it here, you have it here. The only thing you're missing is your email. So I just want to show you how to get that in there. So basically, what you want to do is you have customers work on order details. So do the same thing for order details. So new table and do it for order details. So you have a diagram, right?
Yeah.
In your drawing. So let me get that. So yeah, customer.
Oh, I just, every time I just put a new one.
They run this one, and so you have it started with those with the keys, and then because you have the table already, you're not gonna do it with the code. You have the code for this.
If you have
If you didn't apply it and you have the table already, it's gonna not give you the code. You have to redo it, which is a good thing. But the good thing is you have, because you already did customer, go ahead and leave it as is the customer, but create a new table and do order details. You want the name to cover and go ahead and your person's ID. And go ahead and do the, you just add it and figure out. The only thing is, selecting the primary key, foreign key, and unique key, you don't know the details. Doing it this way, it'll actually create the script, and then you'll have the script, and you can do it for the other table. And then you can copy it and paste it to the other one, and you can just build your script that way. Because even though the interface itself is easy to use, like this is easy, right?
Yeah.
It's not too difficult, because you don't have to remember that much. So this is the way to do it. But then this repetitive, you have this for every table, you have 26 different tables, it can take you a long time. But if you type it, it's a lot easier, as long as you remember the, scheme of how you had to do it. So by doing this, you can get a basic scheme, do a really difficult table, get that, down, and then just copy and paste and change the field, and you can build your database pretty quickly, and it will be well formed. So that's kind of the routine that I'm trying to show to do without memorizing everything, even though I think during an interview, you probably need to know, how do you create a table? What's the syntax? What's the syntax for, searching through a table and getting all the people that have IDs between 10 and 30? And those would be queries, which you should be starting in half an hour. Wait, 6, 7, 8, by 8. Oh no, we're supposed to be starting at 9.
Okay.
Oh.
So now we start with stop.
Those are after you create a table, but you have to have all your indexes on. Do you have all your indexes on all your tables?
The point is that
The index and the foreign key. So with your diagram up, okay, that's what I know, that's what I know.
okay.
So because it's too complicated for me to tell you design a database. You know, if you get really advanced in it, maybe you'll get more like an analytical view, and you can approach a company, ask them questions, and then you get by their requirements, you get filled out the data structure, and with that, you normalize the database, and then it goes through different forms. So I'm just summarizing that's the process of a database administrator, is they do that with the data in the field. And then they like to do, they create in a special third normal form, which that pretty much puts an ID on every table, and then it does a grouping, and it does relationship-based tables that connect. So I don't think we can go that complexity, because you can take just a course on database, structure and design. So what I did is I supplied a diagram for you. It's an ER diagram to show the relationships and that's something that they might hand you to say, this is what the database looks like. So if you kind of understand what it looks like and a basic of a relationship, I mean, you probably need to read some more on your own, and, there's a whole area in database administration and stuff. So we're just trying to get through it, and just so it doesn't go too much over your heads, and for you to kind of get familiar with some of I know during your interview questions, they might say how do you select, the queries part is important too, to be able to query the database. This is creating it and creating the links and the different. So for what I'm trying to, the diagram will say what the primary and foreign key is. And so the next thing to do is, let's say we're going to recreate the table orders, purchase orders. So I'm going to drop it. You guys don't have to follow along. I can just do this quickly, and you can just watch. So I'm going to drop it, because the so important thing is that you see how the syntax is for inserting a foreign key. So I'll drop the table, drop now, and then I'll recreate the table by saying new table. And then we start with ID. What would the next field? What would the next field be?
Order.
It's for order.
Customer ID.
Okay. Next one. Next one.
Order date.
Now, even though you should probably, if you put date, time, it should be the real type. We're not going to do that, because if we do get to where we can start using the code and play around with it, we're going to just do var check. Next one.
How did you say?
What? You should say. When did you say that?
How did you say?
Is this me or is it warm in here? Is it warm in here? Okay.
I think so.
Yeah? Oh, what am I doing these? Next one?
Shift other.
Next one? That's it? Okay, now we're going to go back and open and table name, because why can't we call the table order? We shouldn't call it order, because that's plural. We should be singular, uppercase. But why can't we call it order, Eugene? Because it shouldn't be called order. It should be called singular, so we can put order. But why? It's because order is a reserved word. You're going to learn later today that you can do a query, select, blah, blah, order by. And if you do an order by, just going to arrange the order of the element when it returns your result. So you can't use order as a name, and that's something that honestly pointed out when I forgot to mention it. So you put order, so instead of order, you're going to do something like purchase order. So properties, lowercase, name of tables, uppercase, both of them, no spaces, underscore. And those are good practices to follow. Or best practices. It's called best practices, not good practices. I knew there was something wrong. I knew there was something wrong. You made me think that I was wrong. I knew it was weird. I'm like, good practices doesn't sound right. Okay, so shift. So you see all that. Now the important part is now from the diagram. Oh, we want to get the diagram up. So in seeing that diagram, whenever you get a thing over here, you need to select primary key, you need to select not known, unique, set up, your 3 check marks. This one, your ID selects your 3 check marks. You guys all got that, right? You make it the index, or the primary key, you make it not known, you make it unique. Why would you want it not known?
Because it's primary.
But why don't you want a primary key to have a known element in it? I mean, why wouldn't you want a known element? Why would it make a difference?
Primary key, like a star number of the.
Yeah,
it should be unique and.
It should be unique because it identifies every single record. So a record has to have not null. It can't be null because 2 records that are not null are not unique and it's not a primary key. So the primary key needs to be not null, unique. What's the other one? Oh, they can say primary key. Primary key, not null, and unique. Okay, so that's the 3. That's why you check the 3 check boxes. Now, when you look at the code, we'll go back to the code. Wait, where's the code? If we go back to the code over here. Okay, over here. Now, this is setting the primary key. Can you show me where it sets that's setting primary key? What about where it shows to set it not being null? What line number? Are we saying the primary key is not null? Yeah. Line 12, we're saying not null. So we're including this by selecting not null. By selecting primary key, we're including this. And then making it the unique is setting it this way. So unique, primary key, and not null. So those are 3 options.
What if I don't say not null, but I think that I mentioned it's a primary key? Can I still use null?
Well, why don't we take this and delete our employee table and drop it, put this, and which one, not null? Well, you probably wouldn't see in this area. So you're saying not null, right?
Yeah.
So it would work, it probably would work.
Yeah, because we always say primary key, so it shouldn't let me.
It's because different implementations will have different effects. And it's more if you start throwing information in there and you're putting information there, like let's say in Java you're writing a certain property to the database, but because the database, if it doesn't care if it's not null, the information you're putting it, the database isn't going to check it. It's not going to check that there's not a null response, but when you try to work with it, it's going to be a corrupted database.
Okay.
So it really depends on what you're really doing with it, but you want it, if it's part of because you can connect to different types of databases, different types of data. So there's actually the bridge, and using the driver is how you interact with the database and how you deal with different data types and how you deal with a lot of different things. So the driver implementation is like the gears behind everything. And it's kind of form of encapsulation when you're working with stuff. You don't really know what's going on, but you know there's different ways to implement it. But a lot of times, especially with Java, if you're working in an enterprise application, you can get interface pieces that help you design your game, work with it. So, okay, so that was a primary key. So now we know how to, so everyone knows how to create a primary key, you think? You know, if there's a table that says primary key, so you're comfortable enough attaching this to every single table, right? So now you can recreate the script for every table, and you can copy and paste and create an index on every table. Correct? Does everyone get what I mean, or is it confusing? It's okay with confusing. How are you, Andy? What's that? No? That's not good. Do you get what I was saying? Once you do this, okay, let's say this is order control. Have you created it yet? Good, you haven't created it. So you're gonna create the order, you create the primary key right here. Yeah. This is the correct way to order detail table. Okay, do this right over here, you can't have order detail, you can't have spacing, you have to use that. That's just, like, good, best practice. And then in name, no spacing as well, you do want to put underscore, no capital. Now, these are just best practices, so if your next, you know, you take this money and, you know, they're telling you differently, it's not my fault. It's just, and different database implementations are different. So, and different people do different things, they don't have to follow best practices. Okay, so I would, you know, not apply, just apply. But go through and change each one, quantity this, yeah. And so those are all good, bar charts you want to do? Oh, no, you missed right, you do bar chart. So it'd be decimal. And you just right. Yeah, not bar chart. Oh. This down. Decimal. Okay. So you got your decimal, you got your int, you got your decimal, you got your bar chart. And different implementations might not have decimal, might use flow, might use, you kind of can Google what the standard is in, for that database. So let's say we have these, well, this is pretty good, right? We have all items, and this is, you select two things. So if I go up, now these already detailed, no plural, singular, remember the three things? We got table name, yes, no space under it. And properties, we are all, both have much of you. Those are just best practices, those are still run, those aren't fine, those are best practices. And now we're gonna want to remember, it's gonna pop up, it's gonna give us code. So hit apply, now here we get code.
I say you want to press O.
And we say apply. We apply, you create it, but in our query, we're gonna start putting notes. And so if we want to rerun it, or if we want to create more table. So now point out the three things that you selected. When you selected this, and this, show me the three things in your code. What happened when you selected this? What happened when you selected this? What happened when you selected this? Okay, that was the T A, that was the first one. Right, not know. Now, since you need index names like name, it just
maybe you
by name or
you know,
it names that how we you can change it. So now you should actually drop a table. Drop where you can drop it. Drop it. Yes. You could react.
The combination thing, yeah, after that, so I'm just getting.
So now, you know how to use money. Now you can copy. That's what the whole thing is. This is nice, because it helps remember everything. But the downside of it is, yeah, we don't need to remember. That means that we need to remember. I never said you don't need to remember, by the way. I'm just saying that this is a way to get around having to memorize it. If you're actually in the real life.
Okay.
If you're having an interview, you have to remember. So then you would paste it, and then you just change everything. Oh, I'm already customer. Okay? You're with me?
Yes.
Okay, so that's the way you get your information for primary key. Now, I'm gonna come back and, oh, did I apply it? No, I didn't apply it. Oh, wait, I did. Did I apply it? Did I apply it for purchase order? What's that? Where's the?
Oh, you got that one.
Oh, there. Oh, there it is. Okay, I didn't apply because it's still, it's not there. Oh, yeah, it's not, oh, no, it's not there. So I didn't apply. The reason I didn't apply is that I thought I should. You have another tab here called foreign key. Right? You don't see that?
I see it, but it's
Oh, so click on it. Now here, you can add foreign keys. So if your table says you have to have foreign keys, you attach foreign keys to primary keys. You don't have a primary key attached to primary key, you have primary keys attached to foreign key. So every foreign key that's on your table, you need to select which primary key it attaches to. So in this one, I would select the foreign key. Let me kind of hard. Where's the? Oh, let's edit. So the foreign key is going to be for purchase orders. Can you give me a foreign key on that table? Give me a foreign key on the order table. No, ID is, I get it. ID is the primary, because I'm referencing the order table. So I want to know a primary key on the order table.
There is no primary key.
Foreign key on the order table.
There are 3 order keys, foreign keys in the order table.
Oh, really? Oh, the relationship is, the relationship is the foreign key. But it's actually, that one's actually, let me go to the diagram. You're right in what I typed it there. Oh, no, I didn't want that. That's a hard one. So in this relationship, this is the primary key, and this is the foreign key. This is the relationship on this one to this one, but the ID is the primary key. So there's actually 3 foreign keys that you have on this table. Actually, this should be a primary key to primary key. In reality, if it was very many, it should have a relational table. But let's see if we can just keep it basic. So we'll have the customer ID and employee ID as foreign keys.
So ID is the primary key as well, right?
Well, ID is the primary key of the order table. You can't have more than one primary key unless 2 primary keys make up the primary key. Okay. So basically, these 3 are foreign keys, but this is also a primary key. Okay. Because it's a foreign key to this one. Right here. But we'll start with the customer ID. So the way we would write that
is for ID. Okay. On, foreign key. On this table is customer ID, and on this table, so they actually give you a drop down. So customer ID, you want to connect to the customer table, and then you would want to reference the ID. Oh, why does it not show? So you can do cascade on this. I can go into that is so now reference column change to ID. Oh. I did bar chart for customer ID. Oh. No ID integer. Oh, these should be integers. No one saw that, did I? The employee ID. No, no one should that. Supposed to tell me when I'm doing it wrong. Right? Because those are connecting to the other IDs. That's the same data type. So no bar chart. Yeah, they should be integer. I just overlooked it. So because they were telling me that it was, so customer ID can match the ID. So there's my foreign key. Try to create the other three foreign keys. And it's showing you. Oh, you have to create the key. Oh, do you guys, can you even do that? Because you don't have that far, right? Here we go. You guys don't have that, right? Okay, let me just, I mean, you maybe could do it, maybe practice. Let me do this. What's that? Oh, I think it's the left, right?
Okay, foreign keys, I see, just a second. Right. No?
ID.
How did you find that?
I just typed it.
But
Oh, I think we actually have to specify ID.
I don't have the top.
What?
Foreign key, sugar.
You don't have them? Okay, let me check your, let me do this one. These are the names of the keys. Let me just type this.
So I just want, okay, so now, what else?
You did all this? Hold on. Oh, and then you attach here, you select what table, employee, and then what property, it's going to be attached to the ID. Oh, employee ID attached to it. ID in the other table. So I'm going to go ahead and have my last one, and then I'm going to So those are the three. And you guys, can you guys even do this at this part because you don't have it created, right?
I don't know.
Okay.
You have the whole body, you don't have it, you have to create a new. So you have to draw here, but that's okay. But it's just, if you have two options, you either watch me do this, or you, if you wanna try it out yourself, then you get more knowledgeable on it, then you can drop the table and recreate the table. You can't just,
I created this, those two.
yeah, that, so you don't get to see the interface. This is the interface you created, and it's gonna create the script for you. So you have the option of just watching, and you'll see the text version of it. Or if you want to actually do it yourself and see and be able to change it yourself, because it is a bit tricky to do this. This is how I'm saying it. You need to watch my code. Right here, you're specifying. Okay.
Okay, now.
But the ID here, you're naming what the name of the foreign key is going to be. So this is a name. So it's custom to do like it's an ID to customer table. So put the ID before and same relationship. So then here, the table is referencing. This is going to reference, and that you get from the diagram. If you look at the diagram, I'll say, foreign key, and because it's a foreign key you're putting on there, and you're putting the table that it references, and then over here, this is the name, the table it references, then what this column name, and then the referencing column name. And we follow the best practice to have the original index called ID of every table, and then if you have any foreign keys, you call them the name of the foreign key. You get it? So like if you have a field that's called employee ID, then it's a foreign key. If you have a field called ID, it's a primary key. So if you have a field that's called order ID in any table, would it be a foreign key or a primary? Yeah, that's right. I just want to know if you guys, because I'm saying a lot of stuff. Okay, in a table, if you have a field, and this is really by best practices, because the best practice will help you in when you design the confusion. If you have a field that is called clothing ID, is that foreign key or primary key? Exactly, that's right. You should know by the name. If it's any of the primary keys of the table, you make it ID, and you follow that custom for every field that you work with, then you'll always have the same primary key field, and it really would normalize your database it's easier. Because when you go turn your whole database into a normal form, you have a basic ID for every table. And so if you actually put that into practice when you create your database, it'll help you know, that's what a primary key is, they call it ID. Because every table has to have a primary key. You can have primary keys that are called composite primary keys that may have two different fields, but in normal form, you should only have one single field primary key that's not a two property.
So it's better to name it as ID, so
So you know automatically, the ID field of that table, and if you reference the table, let's say it's employee.id, it means the employee table and ID field, so that's the primary key. But if you did product, and then you said product.employee ID, then you'd be referencing a foreign key, because when it has an employee ID name, it's a foreign. That's a lot of explanation, I think. Maybe it kind of goes over in your hand with it. But as I get down at all, you have the structure there for the table. So just following the structure of the table and minusing what you can kind of see as the name here in place. And I'll run it and I'll get the text. I just don't know, do you guys want me to just run it, you guys get the text? Or did you want to try to attempt to do this? What do you guys think?
I don't know.
Did you do the text?
I'm trying to do it by myself, but I don't know.
I tried to do the same. I don't know, another table.
Yeah, you can find in product.
Yeah.
And if you do that, then you have to delete the whole thing because it'll just turn this to an alter table.
Yeah, that's what I see. There's a from the same.
But here, you can actually, if you're in here, I can tell you if it's right, and then you can just watch me. I'll see if it's right. So if you have ID customer, that's good. And then here, it's going to reference, that's going to reference the customer table, or customer ID. You'll have the same thing, ID employee is going to reference. This is what you're making up the name. You can make up the name whatever you want. And different customers. You're making up the name. Oh, here, cancel. And just select the employee. This is going to be, your employee ID is going to be referencing employee. So which is, you don't have.
Okay, then try this.
Yeah, but it's okay. It's okay. It's really good. I'll give you all. So basically, then the next one, let's say you just go back to customer. And then that's the table you're referencing. So now this is the field you're referencing in your original table, which is going to be your column. Okay, you're on customer. You're not
Yeah.
You should see the connection data destruction. Oh, see, you have different purchase orders there.
No, I don't.
But if you kind of get the process. Because you don't, so you can't have it. So let's say though this was, ID, employee ID. Then you select the relative column, the ID. But because it's, customer, you can't take the ID. This one would be referencing ID. Like they're all going to be referencing ID. You can follow the best practices, but in general, you can have different naming. It's a bit confusing, so I still take some practice to create databases and then see the code for it. But let's say I did have this in place and I deleted my table beforehand because I want to see the code. If I don't delete my table, it's not going to give me a regular create, it's going to give me an alter. So when I hit apply, if it doesn't give me an error, it's going to give me all this garbage. And then I'll copy. And I'll try to hit apply. Did I copy though? I don't want to accidentally not copy. Apply, and it's going to say, okay, it works. But if I go to my, okay, so now I want to go back to my query where I keep all my notes. Or actually, it's not visible. And then I'm going to put it right underneath. So that's my purchase order with all its constraints. And because, creating the primary keys and the foreign keys is kind of a bit out of scope for you guys, it's to show you kind of an overall process, what goes into it, but it is a bit out of scope, but you guys don't think we'll be creating your own databases, or that you have to form that. And you have the interface, right? I just think it's just the interview questions about when you get if you say you're not, you're not eligible. So you get to see the code. I'm going to paste it in Skype. And if you actually look at our, if you go back to our diagram, all your foreign keys are here. So your other tables don't have any foreign keys in them. It's a very basic example, but your other ones won't have foreign keys. So you actually don't have to add those constraints to the other table.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
Yes.
So, I know.
Okay. So it's any purchase order. Let's make sure you don't have that table first. And you don't have that table.
Uh-huh.
Okay, now you have your, okay, let's go look at what our columns look like. So a purchase has ID, customer, employee, order date, ship address. That's all good. Now these are going to be your foreign keys, as well as this one too, because it's also a primary.
Okay.
So in the next, on foreign keys, we're going to want to create those for you. So customer, employee, and then ID. So we'll go to foreign keys. And now, oh yeah, now you want names. These are names. What they're going to do is take that name ID customer and then ID at the end. And it's going to be a foreign key in there. Okay, and then this one will do the same thing, and this one the same thing. Now, this is going to be referencing which column? This will be the customer ID column. This one will be referencing the employee ID column, and this one will be referencing the regular column. That's all good. This is all right. The referencing table on this one is going to be customer, employee, and order detail. That's all good. And it's going to reference ID, and ID.
So.
Okay, so you're all good. So we'll clear this,
So, what next?
and then you hit apply. Did you do that already?
No.
Okay, so I want to clear it. How come I can't clear it?
Oh, right.
Oh.
No?
I guess you're not. So I hit apply, and then you get that.
Okay, I can.
And you can copy that, and you can use that, but this is the only table that has the foreign keys. This is the only difficult table, because you really want to see the relationship when there's a foreign key, not your relationship with the primary.
Oh.
The primary keys are simple. You just have primary key, unique index, and not null. So you should be able to create the code for all four tables and not null. That means make it unique. So it's, I guess your exercise is to create those four tables. And just show me that you created the code for the four tables. Is that a lot?
Oh.
Oh, it's been 2 hours. Not too bad.
Why?
Oh. Ooh, what happened? Window. There was an error while applying it to the system database. Error 1212 cannot add foreign key constraint. No. And which one?
I think the last one. That the idea I use. Yeah, I think I know this error.
Which
May
one?
I try?
Which you? Oh. There's a purchase order there, right?
So why?
But you hit apply. This probably won't be your error because you didn't execute it.
Yeah.
You just did this. But did you copy your code?
So I think this is order. Okay.
Let's do this though.
Order details. So I made the primary key two, it should be ID, I guess.
Oh, yeah, this is good. I wouldn't have found that because I wouldn't have had to read your whole thing. So yeah, unique index, ID,
And ID and this one ID as well.
yeah, unique cell. Because it's the name of the index.
Unique.
Yeah. And then ID. Oh.
That's the first one. Okay, and this is ID as well.
Oh. Yeah, you're good, you're good.
And this is also.
Wait, oh, that one. Oh, this is not no. That what you meant to say? This is not no. And this is not no.
Yeah.
And this is not no. But you saw your problem, that's good, that's good. But now what you want to do is you copy all that stuff, right, and you execute it. So because you execute it, they're not going to give you a second chance. Because you can't go here and apply again. It's going to do an alter table. So what you want to do is paste here. You copied it, right? Yeah, you did. Good job. So now you can modify here.
But what about this tab?
Because now if you change it, it's gonna do an alter table. It's not gonna do, so you lose everything.
Oh.
But it's okay because you have all your code here. But you have all your code here, right? Purchase order, ID, customer ID, not no, okay.
How will I change it? I don't know.
You have to do it. You can create it again in the process. But this is all good now. So what we're gonna do is this is your table. So I want you to show me all four tables with the primary keys. You have all four tables, don't you?
Yes, here, but
Okay, you don't want this one anymore
why?
because it's the old one. It's the old purchase
Can
order.
I command what?
Yes. Nope. So the way you would comment is just like script. Control and that. Oh, no, Windows and that.
Okay.
No, not Windows and that. What is the key? Alternate and that? No.
Okay, I got it.
Okay, you can right click and
So
comment.
then, okay, let me
We'll comment it.
play.
Yeah, and just give me the four, so delete them all and rerun it, right?
Okay.
One at a time to see what it's like.
Okay.
But delete the other ones if you want. You don't have to. You can uncomment it.
Okay.
Or you can, yeah, whatever, just as long as you know to rerun the four tables. And you want to make sure they all work.
Okay. I will.
But this employee, you did it, right? Because you did this, okay, you're gonna lose them. You lose every goal. Employee is good. Oh, employee is good. Customer is good, so that's why we in that. Order detail is good. The only one you're missing is the one that I have before, which is purchase. Yeah, but because I just showed you gonna be form key, right? So you want that script. So for you to get that script, you have to go here, delete this table. You didn't, you executed it. Please want to be able to do this. So you have to actually delete this. Yeah, and then redo this all. Redo a whole table. Drop table. Drop down to the bottom, and then refresh the map, and now you need to re-put it, so you have to go create table. Fill, and then you get form key. Now, do you want to try it yourself, or do you want me to, you could do another way. If you decide to go on here and close this, go back to query, and you actually could put, yeah, like it is. But long, it depends if you're aiming. You name feels differently, then it's not gonna work. And the name feels way different, and it's not gonna work. So you might wanna check it for the switching from your name, because it's really, so if you want to put it at the very end, if you want. So that's it, so you might want to check to make sure yours is also disorder, these are your fields. Oh no, these won't matter because you're creating them, but like your primary key, that's the bit. You could just try to write it, and do that, and then get your error, and delete it and rerun it. But that's how you create the one key, right there. That was the regular index. You want to try to run it? Yeah. Not here. You're good? You can do here. Maybe you don't always right. That we check and we'll do it. Yeah. Customer employee order detail. Customer employee order. Oh. Order detail. Yeah. Now, everyone, let's do questions. Okay, no, that's good. And if you go in, you can see all that. We have two ways. One we can use these are foreign keys, these are primary. Well, we can use a column. We can use this one too. No, this is for foreign, this is for primary keys, this is for foreign keys. Foreign keys attached to primary keys. That's a lot of database. And that's why it's really, it could be too confusing right now. You guys aren't taking really a database class. It's just to show you an idea of how a database is created and the different SQL statements that are involved in creating. That's why getting seeing the structure and how you go about creating it is maybe a little much. But you can at least see the process and see how you get it. And during the interview, I would suggest that they would. Oh, there's also there is a webinar that Bob wants you to participate in on the 16th. It's going to be like online. What is it? It's a webinar on the information. I don't like it. It's like online and it's a conference kind of thing. And it's something to do with unit testing, I think. Or with the chief quality term. Okay, so one second, we do, and you mean that you ID all information? Yeah, the column. The next thing you have to do is insert record. Okay. Are you sure? Go. Yeah, the top. Oh, really? Crying, beauty and huh? That's the beauty and children. Yeah, but I knew which I'm gonna work at 5. Half an hour play with them. Yeah. That's all we tired. The whole idea, because I have a watch
different tables here.
Well, you know what? It's all good. As long as you understand it, I can paste, I'm right now, I'm gonna paste and cite all the right code. You're gonna see all the right code to create it, to run it. And then it's your job at home, to practice,
Yeah, so,
play around with it. I mean,
some
you
of the
can,
ideas,
it's still, it might be, I mean, I don't know how far you have, and how much you have to know. You have this interface created, you can just create it this way. But you have this, you'll have this to go back and get the script. You'll have to go back and try to understand it.
for me,
Yeah, and we're, and it's a little different for other different, databases. So MySQL is one of the most popular, that's why you should know MySQL. Don't cry, it's gonna be okay, I promise.
I'm bored.
I think it's time to go home.
I remember before you was fine, not once I worked it. It's good.
So, but you don't seem like it's that bad, you guys kind of understand it, right?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna send you the script, it'll create the same exact database, so we all have the same database to work with,
Okay,
so we can be on the same page.
okay.
So you'll delete all the tables, and you'll run this script, and you all should be able to run it fine. We shouldn't have any problems, we should all have the same table.
Week also,
Sure.
Drop all the tables, so I'm gonna paste you the script.
okay.
And let me copy it. Did I even do it all? I don't know if I did.
Okay.
Okay, this was my, purchase order, my employee. Which else is it? We don't need this one anymore. So why doesn't someone else give me the script? And I'll put it all together. Like this, right, I need now, I still need the, oh wait, maybe I do have it down here. Well, this is what I created, well, let's go with what we created.
So you need employee and customer, I guess, right?
I need customer, no, I have employee and order. I need order details and customer. But don't paste me an SQA class, or paste it to me on another, your personal. Because I just said I was gonna give all the codes, and I don't want it to be really confusing for Celine and Kate. For them, I hope they don't get too confused.
You just capitalize that table name. And
Okay.
order detail, but this one is all. Okay, just, I will try different format.
It's okay, I'm gonna put it in
Order detail.
the customer and order detail.
Order detail, yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much. And then I'm gonna want, oh, that's not the right window. Yeah, if we can do a really quick coffee break, because we need to speed it up. This is only every one more day with you guys. Okay, so I'm your employee. Oh. I like you guys do that. Copy some stuff to make it mine. Wake up, wake up. I do. One. Okay, so I delete all my tables. I want to do it online first before I give you the code to. So I'm getting an error. I'm trying to drop the table, and it doesn't let me. Do you know why? Can you explain to me why it's not working? That's kind of hard. It's giving me an error. I'm trying to drop the table, but it won't let me. It's giving me an error. Cannot delete or update parent row on foreign key constraint fail.
Oh, because it's connected.
Oh, good job. Good job. That's one. And so I have to delete. I don't know if I can delete the foreign key first. No, and then delete the main one first. So I deleted the main one. So now it should be okay. Delete the rest. So go ahead and delete all your tables.
Yeah.
And show me that you don't have any errors. Do it so you don't receive any errors. Do everything and have no errors.
I just delete all of them one at a time, so I didn't get any.
Alright. But anyway, the point is, if you try to delete something and you have the attachment there, you have to delete the first. So you would have to delete which table did you have to delete first, Eugene? Which table would you have to delete first? In the 4 tables, looking at the diagram, which table in what order can you delete the table? Okay, I'll let you all each answer, and I want a different answer by each person, but I want a correct answer. So in what order would you delete all 4 tables? Give me an order in all 4 tables. You don't want to get any errors, and you want to delete all 4 tables. You've created all 4 tables, and how do you delete the 4 tables? In what order? And if you want to answer, you're allowed to go ahead and go first. If you answer incorrectly, you have to be after it extra.
I just picked it up the water and then just follow which one have a table.
So which order?
The middle one.
First this one?
Yeah.
And then which one?
Then I just remember.
You don't remember?
Table 2 and then just delete it.
So you right click and delete them all at once?
Yeah.
Oh, so you don't know? Oh, if you had to delete them one by one and not all at once, in what order do you think?
Order the tail.
So 1, 2.
Yeah, and go and
3, 4. Okay. How would you delete them? So he deleted this one, and this one, and this one, and this one. In what order would you delete them?
If I delete order first, then I think most better to Right.
So you'll give me order, customer, employees, and order details.
Yes, it doesn't
Correct?
matter, I think, if I use the order first.
Okay, and what about you, Andy? Eugene deleted by order, order details, employee, and customer. And Ozzy deleted orders, customer, employee, and order details. How would you delete it? Deleting it differently.
I think I don't remember. I did order employee.
Okay, order, employee, customer, and order details. Those all three answers would be correct. And as like you said, as long as you delete this one, has all the foreign keys attached, you can delete the rest.
Yeah, because it's main.
Huh?
The main one. The main one.
Yeah, and it's basically connected to all the other ones. So it's not going to work that way in every single kind of structure, but in this structure it works. You'd have to figure out which ones can I delete, and that way don't have any relationship, or one that has the most relationship.
I used to use SAP R3, just the SAP, we know the SAP.
Oh, I think business object, right? SAP, business
Yeah,
object? That's fun, right?
yeah, that's huge separation.
Yeah.
Yeah, but when you create something.
I worked with it too for a while. When I was working at a restaurant company, Investcore, and a chain of restaurants, they had to create the reports, and they give, and they would execute on a certain day per week, and they had to go all the offices that you have to get all the.
Yeah,
And sometimes the reports would come out bad, and they being sent out to all these different companies, and then I get in trouble because I'm supposed to go check on them and make sure that they're done right on time and that they're executing right.
no, it's a
And it
great,
gets tricky. Yeah, it's pretty
huge. So I remember that for person, if I create that object and there's any other thing to just connect to that one, you cannot delete it first.
Yeah.
So first you have to delete the other stuff, then you can go. No.
Okay, we're not doing too bad. It's only 8:30, right? We got lots of time. What?
So now you found out the joke, right?
Yes, that's my next step. I'm trying to get it open. And it's confusing because I have it over here and I'm trying to look for it somewhere else. And why is the window not showing? Okay. So this will be, and then you all should be able to run it, and we all should have the same database. So actually, let me try to run it now. I didn't try to run it yet. So I'll run one by one. I'll run this one first, CD. It goes okay. I put my cursor on the next one, run that one. Goes okay, next one, run that one. Oh. Got an error. Cannot create stable, pure purchase order. What's that? Is it the what? Order details. Order details. You see that little error that I had? I put the S, it doesn't have an S. Okay, now. Are you guys watching?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, what is it?
You're watching? Okay. Okay, good, because I'm putting errors in it, and I want you to see the different errors, so there'll be 4 errors in it, and so then you guys can correct them. You were watching, right? You saw me put all the errors. I was putting the errors while you watched. You got to see them all. If you go rewind, you can see them all. Oh wait, you don't have the video. But when you go home, you can rewind it and see it all.
When we go home?
I said if you go home.
Oh, if? Thank you.
Okay. See, and that should be the right. No, that's not the right one. I won't do it for that long. I'll fix them quickly, so I don't kill you guys. Oh, this is the one for this. Okay. Sorry, that was just to you. I don't think we're going to be able to do any more of this. I'm going to give you a worksheet. And I want to complete it and turn it in on Saturday.
Okay.
Because I want to spend the last hour doing JavaScript
Okay.
and just something at least. But we don't have much to cover on Saturday. It's just going to be test NG and log4j and interview questions. But before that, I'll review the answers. Yeah, because maybe Celine will be here, I think, maybe. She has, yeah, you know, she's having a release, she can't come and stuff. So, do you guys done yet? So I paste it to you, you want to copy it, delete your table, and try to get them to, you're going to see errors when you put them, and you want to make sure you have no errors. There's going to be 4 errors, they're small little errors, and they're out of order. So you need to put them in the right order and correct the 4 errors. They're small little tiny errors that would just make it not work. So you want to put them in the right order and then execute them one by one. Delete the table if it runs wrong and re-execute it. Let me know when you're done, I'll come around and look at it. I want to do this. Is anyone done yet? There's only 3?
Yeah.
And you're able to put them in the right order, and can you run it all? Does it work? Hmm. Hmm. I think there's 4. There might be only 3. I'm talking with 4. But if it runs, then you're okay. Try to run it. Does it run?
Yeah.
Do you have all tables?
I create the query. To the separate.
Huh?
I put in different way. I put the new query. To the new query to the
That
file,
works.
new query, and then I just separate.
That works.
So what is the difference between new query tab and new table?
Oh, new table opens up the whole dialog to create a new table. And then you get all the script. At the end of that, you do the whole thing, you get a bunch of script. And then you can put that in the query window to run it. In case something happens that, because once you run it, you can only run it once. You can't run it again because then it becomes an alter table.
Yeah, I check what is the focus on the target.
Yeah?
I choose one of them and put in the query one. Then I choose another one.
Oh, in query 2 and query
Yeah, and I
3.
focus on
That's
the
to separate it.
and then I run each of them. So
Separately.
Open, okay, so
You could do it that too, but if you use the query with the little cursor, it only runs that one. So you don't need to do that.
You could, but you could separate them just by state. Because this line right here, these 2 are different. This will execute every single one of your page. That one will only execute underneath the cursor. So if you have a select here, it'll only execute.
yeah, I did it.
But you can have one underneath each other. Just that way you can select the different ones you want. Select, click that, select, click that.
I just choose this one.
If you want to, you can do that.
Or I just have a even.
Huh?
I have a two.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, then because you can't show me the order, I have to go that you do that one, and that one, and that one, and that one. Is what I'm assuming?
I did this one, this one, this one.
Oh, so you go to that.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me check it a minute. Let me just, I just want to get your homework. In case someone finishes, they can have a head start. Yeah, I just want to put it up. So I'm gonna put it, it's SQL practice 1 and 2, and it'll be inside the Selenium class.
It's 2 pages. You could print it out and just fill it out by hand.
Okay.
And once you figure it out, and then just, basically it's gonna be using select. So like select all records from a table, display all columns. So you actually would have to do insert and fill them all up with data. And maybe 5 records per table. It's a lot of work. It's not easy.
Okay, so you put that on Dropbox?
It's on Dropbox. It's gonna be your homework. And maybe we'll do a couple for the next 10 minutes. But actually, we're gonna probably review the errors. We'll look at that stuff maybe. I just wanna do JavaScript for the last hour. So, how many errors did everyone find?
I find just 2, the other one is not working and I can't find it.
Okay, so I put in 1 error in each one. So for the first one, what's the error in customer? Actually, can someone tell me the order that they should be executed in? Raise your hand and you can go. Who wants?
Leave the order last, and the other one goes back.
Explain to me why.
Because the other 3 have no relation between each other.
So as what Austin is saying, just make sure that you put purchase order first. Or last? Last? Okay. What do you think, Andy? Is there any specific order? And how would you order them? And why? What about Eugene? Can anyone be, Oscar gave it a try, and I'm not sure if it was right or wrong, but could anyone tell me what order they should be in and why? This one? Yeah. You have customer table, purchase order table, you have order details, and you have employee.
The order is supposed to go.
Yeah.
Customer, purchase order, order details.
Order details should be last, you think, Andy? And what about you, Eugene? Anything that should be first, anything that should be last? There's actually one rule, I'll tell you right now. There's only one rule you have to follow. Whether it be order details first, or order details last, or purchase order first, purchase order last. Okay, so basically, every time you create this table, you're saying, okay, this has a primary key. That's all. This has a primary key. That's primary key. So this one primary key, this one has primary foreign key, this one has primary key, and this one has primary key. You can't be setting your foreign keys unless these primary keys exist. So you have to do the purchase order last. And as long as you do the purchase order last, or these have to be, when you put the constraint here, if these don't exist, your SQL is going to, argue back at you. So if I go here, and I clear my errors, and then I have those tables created, and I try to do this one right here, and I try to create this, and I run it, it's going to say here is an error, blah, 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 and then you have an error in your SQL syntax. Check the, check the manual correspondence version here. Create table, order details, ID, blah, 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 blah. Not null at line 30. So line 30 is right here. And what's that? Basically, these don't exist. So I try to do the constraint of one of these. So this one right here, I think, trying to ask the customer ID when the customer table doesn't exist yet. Or when something doesn't exist yet, you can't really do anything on it. So this has to be the last thing. So as long as you have this last, you'll be okay. So we fix that first. Now there's also another error in this one. Can anyone point it out? Even though it's not gonna, actually, before I move it, Control Z, because it makes more sense before I move it. Can anyone see what the error was in this one? Besides that, it's something that you probably haven't really noticed. But you notice that each one ends in a semicolon? Because they're statements, they need to end in semicolons. If you run them one by one, you're really not going to run into that error, but because it doesn't execute the next one. But if they ran one after the other, you would need this to be end in semicolon. And that's a small little error that you make that sometimes you don't notice. So it's a little important one that I wanted to just include. So that should go first. You put that at the top. So that was the error in there. Let me see if there was another one. No, I think we're okay there.
What's test case and no action? What's the difference?
I wanted to go through with that, and it's more of a, and I don't think I should go through it too much, but I'm going to try to tell you quickly, because I don't want you guys to get over it. But if we look at this, when you delete this, and what happens? If you delete one of these, does it cascade over? It'll delete this one, then delete the next one, or this one, and then delete this one, or there's no cascade, no action. So is it a relation of, let's say you deleted, if you actually had a bunch of records, and you delete a order detail, should the relationship when you delete that also delete the parent? So it's like a parent-child in the way you delete.
Okay.
So it's really really schematic, so it's probably a kind of out of scope with it's something that you just don't know the idea behind it. Okay, so if we go back there and just finish off that over here, anyone notice the error in this one? What is it? Good job. Okay, there's an IDF there on line 36. The next one. This is like, this will be fun. Like when you go and you used to read the newspaper and it was like, find the error in the missing picture.
Yeah.
Which one?
Oh, yeah.
That is an error. You shouldn't have an S in there. That is an error, but that's a best practice. Best practice is error.
If you put S and it still works,
It would still work somewhat, because if you're referencing that table, okay, it kind of leads to, if you're trying to reference that table, because what is attached to it? We go back to our first table over here, we say here that order detail. We're putting constraints. So if we try to run this and we don't do that, we're going to have an error. Because this order detail needs to march this order detail. They got to be the same. You'll get an error in one way if they're not. You guys understand what I said?
yeah.
Okay. So now we corrected that one. There's another error in it, actually. There's another error in that one. I don't think there's an error in it. I put 2 errors in that one. There's no error in that one. No one
Unit.
Good job. So there were 4 errors.
Okay.
Now it should be all good. It's not in the right order, so we'll correct it in the right order. And I'm going to Skype this to you too, so that way you can see the 4 errors. So that should be all right. You have no errors. And now, because I'm going to delete all of this. Oh, I should delete all that. I'm gonna uncomment all that. So now if I was to try to run this all, it should be successful in me running the whole thing. That's being very brave.
Okay.
But I have no tables, and I'm gonna try to run it. Oh. Wow. That's not very good. And all the tables are being great. So I have to delete this one first. Drop table. Drop table. All right. Now let's do this one by one. Run this. Let's do this. Run. Okay, that was okay. This one. Run. This one. Run. This one. All right. So there's something wrong with me executing more than one.
Okay.
Maybe even if, let me see. I want to figure it out. It's clear. Delete them over again. First one I delete is going to be this one. I have to delete this one first. So now I'm going to select the first. Oh, I gotta run them all. I'll see it and see what my error. I'm guessing it's because I put the semicolon. Oh, it works. It works. I don't know what I did wrong.
I remember the error at full order.
Huh?
What was the error at the full order?
Food order?
Yeah.
You mean purchase order?
Yeah.
Per order, because I just like to say food order. I'm sorry. I guess you did. Okay, sorry, the error here was order detail at an F, I think. Was that the error? There were two, I think.
No.
Okay, huh?
No, no.
Okay, it was a semicolon that was missing.
Yeah, I already fixed that. That's it, right?
I think that's it.
Why?
I'm gonna take this whole thing to you,
Okay, thank you.
because it's the correct one, and you should be able to hit the yellow button. You should be able to hit the yellow button, that's a lightning fast one, not one by one. Just to tell you. So Skype.
So now we need to delete
All the tables and rerun my shit. That's fun though.
You like delete now. Why not keep it?
You know, you don't have to delete, you can comment it out. That works. Or you know what you could do? You can do Ustream's method and you can create a new window. Remember that? New SQL window. Remember you did that for each different one? So I gave it to you, it's in your Skype, you should be able to cut it out and paste it. What's that?
No, you think you're going
Me too. You're driving, she's driving you home? Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
Can you drive me home too? I'm kidding, I'm kidding. Where do you have to go?
I live in South Bay. So
He lives in South Bay too?
No, I'm okay.
Oh, it's only 5 minutes home? 25 minutes. Where's it at? Oakland? And where are you?
Sunway?
Sunway?
Sunway.
Oh.
It's like,
Oh, it's all the way over there? Oh my god, that's so far. That is far. Oh, Sunnyvale. I've heard of that one.
it's far.
Popular. Where do you live? Where?
Nothing.
Dublin?
Dublin?
The other country? Okay, no.
Yeah, it's the rich city. The rich city.
Where is it at?
You know, finally to Iceland.
No. I don't know the area very well. Oh, so you guys run it? You guys run it? You guys are done? You guys are done? Come on, who wants to be fun? You have to get us some Skype. There's 4. There's 4. Oh, I put create table in lowercase. That's all case fault. Create table. It doesn't make a difference. I just was trying to keep consistent. But she's the fault for my inconsistency. Okay. No, I've been inconsistent too, because my diagram, it should be all singular. And that was my fault. It is, if you try best practices just to do it, it's a challenge, and it's good for you to get used to it. Table names, singular, capital letters, property, lowercase, field.
May I ask you, because how you,
Huh? So I'm going to Skype you the 2 worksheets that you have to do for homework, just in case you don't get them in Dropbox. You're going to use an excuse that, oh, I didn't get them. I'm going to just put them in Skype, and if you are done already and you ran your program and it works, you're welcome to pick 2 and answer at least 2 of them.
Okay.
You can pick any 2, but if you know the command, you can just tell me what it is. And if you want to practice, oh, you have to do insert. Oh yeah, that's true. You have to insert data. And that's not part of the worksheet. So if everyone can show me an insert from, everyone create 5 inserts for a different table, we'll be done. I'm going to create, no, we all will, this is going to be, I'm going to create 5 inserts for the foo order table, and I want each person to pick a table and create 5 inserts. But you'll have to come talk to me because I'm the primary key. What? I'm a constraint of your relationship. Oh, you do?
Because you always have.
You gotta delete it.
And you have to refresh it. If you delete it, just refresh it.
You got an error?
No?
No? Oh. How are you? Did you get to run?
This one?
You get your copy of the site?
Yes.
With no error? One, two, three.
Oh, yeah.
I just open my new Facebook there and on. And you wrote all your
Which table do you have to create?
Yeah. Yeah. That's the design. So now what you have to do is, I want data into. So what I want you to do is enter data into the last. Yeah. I want you to know. I'm gonna.
Yeah, but
But I want you to enter data into the employee. Okay? So I want you to enter 5 records into the data into the employee. Okay. Yesterday I showed you how to insert records. Yesterday we had showed you how to insert records. As you go through the code that you have here, you have inserts right there. So follow that, insert 5 records into the employee table. And you get to insert 5 records into the what table you want. You can pick the table. 5 records. Huh? No, that's mine.
Okay.
Because I have to do that first. Because you guys shouldn't be able to do yours without me. You're just gonna get the leftovers.
Okay.
They're not the big ones.
I want order sale.
Okay, so you have customers. So you want it all entered in 5 records for whatever table.
I'm gonna go ahead and do mine on board. You guys are welcome to do yours on your own, but you have to take it to me, because we're gonna all add it together, and it should work fine.
What should we do with this table? Sorry.
You wanna insert, yesterday we learned that. Oh, no.
Sorry.
You thought JavaScript.
So yeah.
Okay. So I want you to insert 5 records, because they're all empty. All our tables are empty. There's no data, there's no records at all in our table. We just did the design.
Okay, but I just need unit price, currency, and discount at this month.
Yeah, so now you need to insert all those fields for 5 different fields.
Okay. I'm fine.
But your notes from yesterday, we did insert.
Okay.
Remember doing insert yesterday? We inserted basic. So you need to do that 5 of
We
them.
have cheat sheets as well.
Yes, Andy?
Okay.
Are you done? No, your homework is another thing. That's right now, so because you can't do your homework without information in the data table. So by us coming together, we're making it easier, unless you all want to do all your fields by yourself. You have to do customers, and you're going to put 5 up to 10. If you can keep on going. The more data, the better. But the one thing that you guys have to realize too, though, is you guys all depend on me.
So for example, like ID, company name, contact title, age,
That's it, right?
and then yes.
So you would be, and speaking to, and we're going to go through each one because we have to have it all right. Okay, so you're going to be customer. So you need to do an insert to insert ID, company name, contact title, age, and that's it. No, you insert the ID and that's primary key. You have to make sure your line corresponds to the rest of the database though. So if there's any field that relays on another field that you need to talk to someone about, then you need to start talking to them. Because foreign keys rely on primary keys. But in reality, none of you 3 should have an issue. You can create your own. I have to talk to each one of you to create my table. Because I have 3 foreign keys in mine. So every single one of you should have ID 1, ID 2, ID 3, ID 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If you want to do 10. If you want to do 20, 30, 40, you should have that many IDs. But you're only required to do 5. But if you're enjoying it and you're going right through it, you can go ahead and create as many as you want. The more the merrier. No, we have to. We don't have any time because then I get in trouble for not teaching you guys. No, but it was on the curriculum. But I mean, we do have a lot of time on Saturday. 8 hours. Maybe I want to do 4 hours interview questions. 1 hour checking your homework, and we'll do test and geo. It's gonna be fun. Maybe I'll give you some JavaScript homework. No, maybe I'll leave you guys with homework, because I'll still talk to you guys and see you guys. On Saturday, if there's anything I don't cover, I'll be contacting you individually.
So, we are continuing Nancy, the Nancy, stable, now.
Am I talking too much? So I can't do my part until you guys are done. So I'm relying on you guys to be finished. And I want you to run it, and I want you to
Are you cheating?
Yes.
You don't have the notes from yesterday?
No, I just thought there's some television or something inside there.
No, you just changed your computer.
It's okay, I'm recording everything, I'll know what you know. Do you know the insert? Are you guys comfortable with the insert from yesterday, or do you guys weren't paying attention? So this is the command. I mean, you guys should all have it. But where you want to execute it, you probably want to open a new window, so SQL, so you can write your own commands there. Insert into QA, let's say, oh, thank you. That's good, that's good. You know, I could just come here and sit down. I don't really know. That's why I like it.
No, to work. We're talking about.
No, I can't do the custom first, because I got to do, I couldn't do mine anyway. I'll do one of each. So insert into customer.
So it's okay now.
Value. Okay, what are the fields for customer? ID. What is it? What's the first thing? Is ID. So we'll start with 1. What's the next field?
Company name.
Okay, what should we call it? Give me a company. Solution. You're going to be in charge of the company name. Okay, what's the next field?
Contact name.
I think spell your name.
YEEGENA.
Next field.
Contact title.
Next field.
Age.
Age.
Holy moly. Thank you. Why are you here? I don't reply.
And next field. That's it?
Yeah.
That's all fields? That's all? Okay, so if I go and run one of these, okay, watch. You guys can all watch this. Let's say I run this and check my area. Ooh, it worked. It says nothing, but it worked. Yeah. 1 row affected. There was actually 1 row in the table affected. How do we go and see the information? Okay, go to table, customer, and then column. ID, but how do I get to my value? How do I see that was entered into my table?
Okay.
Refresh, okay. I want to see that value inside the table. How do I do that? Does anyone have an answer? Scroll down. You just, what you could do, I think, is right click and say, rotate. No.
No.
There usually sometimes is a command to see sample data. Postgres does offer that. Export data, export, copy to clipboard. No. But if you don't have that in any database, the way you would do that is you say select. Remember this because this is one of the answers to your homework. Select star from QADD dot. Good job, Andy. And then you run this, and I'm going to use this to run one command, and I run, and then see right here, there's your information right there. Saw that? And if you wanted to, look at this. Ooh. Do you see this, okay? She is so nice to enter fields in like this. Look, it's like so much more convenient. And then just enter my next one. Okay, I did enough for you. Next person. But you see that, and you can enter data in there. But for you, your job isn't to enter data into your database. Just to let you know, I'm doing this on the board. But you need to come up with this script for at least 5 entries for companies or for customers. So you're going to make 5 customers. You can use that same one, but you can use whatever you want, but you're in charge of 5.
So you say
Actually, each one right here, what you would do, if you wanted to, you could do, whoops. Oh, sorry. I forgot this is that. Yeah, I forgot how you select more than one. Now, when you have a problem like that, or you could easily just go like this. Just do that. You know the way to do it more than one, right? And then you want to change your information.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna Google exactly what that is. So everyone comfortable? Everyone understands? Everyone knows what they're doing? Because I can't do my job until you guys are all done with your job. No pressure, no rush. And we're running out of time. We got to go soon. We still have to get the JavaScript. Huh? You want to see the answer again? Oh, run it? I can't run it again because I already ran it once. But here, let me basically, because I added values by just highlighting and inserting them, if I go now and I run this again, it's going to show the new field inside. So let me move this up. Ooh. So I only want to run this one. I want to clear this, and I'll say just run that one. And it's going to come back with this table. Oh, I didn't save the changes. I never hit apply, so I didn't keep them. But that's the information that's in the table. And I can add values here by going like this, but that won't satisfy your requirement. Your requirement is to give me the script for 5 inserts. And if you need to insert multiple values, give me a minute. SQL insert multiple values. Google is your best friend, especially when you don't remember. And you might want to write this database type, MySQL. Okay. I was close. So if you want to insert multiple values, you would do it this way. And you need change your semicolon to a comma and remove values. Oh, no, no. Do you get it? That would be for multiple values. Does anyone want me to copy and paste them this to you?
And just copy and paste that, right? You do the copy and paste?
Huh?
You do the copy and paste?
What do you mean?
I mean, the skill.
I can paste this to you is what I was talking about, but I mean, what I'm saying for you, you just can copy, like, you can insert multiple values by including them with a comma.
Yeah.
But I can give this to you guys if anyone wants it. Anyone want this? No? Oscar, you're good?
Yeah.
And Eugene, do you want this?
I don't know.
Oh, what a big boy. I'm proud of you. Well, whatever you want. You're required to give me 5.
I give you 6. No, I give you 10.
You're so close to 10, though.
My lucky number 7, I give you 6.
I don't think we're going to get to JavaScript. I really wanted to, though. My intention was there. What I want to do, though, is I want you guys to at least pick out 3 on the worksheet, and, hey, Eugene, how are you?
Oh, you don't want to do customer, right? You want to do you're not responsible for customer. Yeah. You're responsible for employee. Okay. So you need to change it to employee instead of customer. I just down there, okay. So, and then value, and then you can't follow the same value. Yeah. You have to do your own value. And you have to look at your own values. So the employee, you have to do it. You have to play it there. You can see all the values. Yeah. So you want to say this. First, you do that. Start with one you're going to go with. Good? Are you guys, is this okay though? Is this too much? Are you guys confused? Is it coming together somewhat? I mean, Kate and Celine, I feel bad for them. I don't know how they're gonna. Oh, is it?
For me.
How about you, Celine? I mean, how about you?
Okay, I'm trying something.
Okay, okay. Well, you're trying something else.
Yeah,
I think we're just gonna finish up today. You joined SQL. We did a lot of work, but we did spend 3 days on database stuff. That's a lot. That's a
That
lot.
was really fun to get just for shut up.
The only thing I'm not showing you, and even in the worksheet, I'm not showing you views or joins. You would create a view by, anyway, I won't say it now. I'll wait till after the worksheet, I think. I'll do that. Well,
But some of them,
This is the test from some Japan professor. He told this is static picture, nothing movable. But if you see something move, means you need to rest for 8 hours. If you see something really fast, you need to That's my friend.
some of them,
Yeah, there was psychologist archaeologist from Japan.
so what do you think?
So
Each of them?
yeah, some
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
You guys done yet? Oh no.
How many?
Errors do you have? Okay, I'm gonna just try to put this to print though. What's so funny over there?
You have a test. You have a twisting in the light, you can do it. The first one, you can't count your head, right?
Maybe you can't count your head.
Hair.
Oh.
You can't, right?
No, you can lose them by the time you count them.
Okay, the second one, you can't wash your eyes with the soap.
No, you could. It would really hurt though.
So you can.
Yeah.
And the second
Well,
one,
with contact soap.
I don't know how to do that. And the third one, you can't breathe with the tongue outside. That one is the joke actually. Now you can fight your phone.
That was a good one. I like that. That's cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, I tried.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, you can do it. No, this one, no, that one. Oh, okay. Number three. Come on. Yeah.
I don't want to talk to you.
Okay. Actually,
Oh, that's a cool one.
this is actually the test. Did you see the picture is it spinning or is it steady?
Steady, but it looks like it's
Actually,
Is it fast?
you can make a picture. One, it's steady or it's spinning. You can tell.
I know it's steady, but it looks like it's steady. It really looks like it's steady because of your eyes actually.
Yeah. It's slow or it's fast for you? How it's spinning? Slow?
It's slow.
Yeah. This is the test from the Japanese professor. It means it's a steady picture. If it's steady, it means you're a calm person and you have enough rest. But if you see spinning wheel, it means you need a rest for 8 hours. If you see really fast spinning, you need a rest.
out. You know, you're on your way home and you're driving and you want to do your homework while you drive.
This is the, is this like a machine?
Yeah. I think if you're actually, I tried it, it didn't work. HPs are good, they give you a email address, if they're HPs, and now they have e-print, and you send it to that email address.
I got it.
Okay. Yeah,
They give you the special office for the
but no, man. First off, this is right here. Or you can put, the non-hour rotate. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you run this, you don't want this, you want, okay. Oh. Yeah. You run it? College counselor is not. They're saying that you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Where you going? Yeah. Did you run it? Did you run it?
Mike?
You're supposed to run it. Show me what you've done. Then show me that it works. Yeah. Oh, you're gonna do it. We're waiting for you. What do you think I'm waiting on?
Change the company or you?
No, you need all different, 10 different companies. If you're gonna use this data to do your homework.
So I just need to change of different company, different name, different.
Exactly. And just have to go 1%.
This is
Yeah. Once you, because the thing is not, no, try to run that, it's gonna say, whoa, your values are, you can't go to the first one, you want to set any other.
So I'm sure.
It's a job. Did you run it?
Yeah, but I messed up that I use also
110.
update. I use update as well.
Oh, but as long as you give me the right script, because your script that you give me, I need everyone to take, right? You're creating everyone's script. Yeah, you guys are all creating a script that everyone's gonna copy. So this needs to be correct, because Celine and Kate are gonna already be confused. Okay. So here's how we can do that. You can take this and,
Don't worry.
we can do that. And then you add, keep on adding.
Oh, nice.
And the next one is not.
Okay. And my problem is, like, when I say the, 0.5, it doesn't show me the, that this is point.
Oh, you need to do it right, you need to think. I'm doing something wrong. You have, you need it right. Sorry, but you know what. But you're good. Now you're saying that your values don't show it as, the decimals don't show the decimals?
Yeah.
That's true.
Because I put this, this
Okay, first is this. So 6 is this. We're trying to become this. Let's try this. Yeah, because there's values, you cannot screw. And then I'm gonna take this one. And then I want to leave it, and you cut off, and you want to take it.
Okay. Okay,
I'm gonna try this, I'll finish the 16, see if it works. Okay, and that's the one. It might be an issue with the data. Maybe we can use that for.
I know what, because when I, create this table, it says for this model, maybe if I type the number,
Maybe
then,
that's.
yeah.
That's a good idea. No, but we have to all know right now. We have to all know right.
Today?
Yeah, today, because we're on homework.
Okay.
How long do you have left? You got 10 minutes.
So-
You have to have all your inserts. And this is your homework. But we want to have it done.
So what I'm doing is that 10 minutes.
You have to put your inserts. So then you give me the inserts, he gives me the inserts, and he gives me the inserts, and then I give everyone all the inserts, and we have all data for all the tables. Or you guys can all type the inserts for the whole table, and this for homework, and that's a lot. What's that? Check it. I gotta try to fix one problem. I'm gonna try to, because this is gonna. So I'll get back to you in a couple minutes. So when you use decimal, you have to supply the P and the S. The first number is precision, so like you want 2 places, 2, and the second number is a scale. Like for a decimal, 5-2 is a number that has 3 digits before the decimal and 2 digits after the decimal.
So what do I provide as a number to?
No, because let's say you have 100. So you want precision. Whatever precision you want is the first number. The second number is the second. That is confusing. So we could do flow. But if we did flow, we'd have to just give the precision. And if we gave just precision, we can do like 10, and it'll give 10 digits. It's better, I guess, decimal 5-2. We'll do decimal 5-2. The number can't go over 1,000. You see that? By 5, no, the number can't go over 999. Because if there's 2 decimal places, you can't have a total of 5 numbers. A decimal 5-2 would be, the highest number would be 999.99 or whatever. Or, 02. So decimal 5-2, or maybe we could do decimal
We'll do decimal 10 too. That's good enough, right?
Okay. Why I can't roll?
Oh no, why not?
I think.
You finished yours.
You want to check?
Yeah. I do, but I just wanna correct, because there's an error, and we have to drop the whole thing and redo the whole thing. Oh, when does it? So I'm just gonna correct that.
You have to be popular with my pay.
Huh?
You have all names here, all your names here,
Ooh.
for all different companies, and all different items.
So I have to change in the information for the decimal. The decimal only appears in the order detail table, correct?
Yeah. Yeah, that's correct. Why I can't roll my page?
Oh, for you. I'm gonna come help you. It's probably because you have records in it now. No, it couldn't be that. Couldn't be the reason. Which table are you trying to draw?
Anyone?
Okay. Decimal needs to be specified with zoom.
No, it's okay. No.
What was your problem?
So, yeah. Why two?
How do you spell precision? I'm sorry, what did I say?
No.
Oh, but do you know what your problem was though?
Yeah.
I'm curious, what was it?
I don't know.
Oh, you know. It's no worries now. Okay, so I regave all the code to create the tables. Use the new code because decimal places needs to be with precision and detail. With precision and decimal places. Please check that, Eugene. And then see if it's correct. The owner here always assumes.
Yes.
Hold on.
Different companies, see?
Oh, weird. And then what is this? Oh, the position is different. And I have different ages.
Yes.
So this refers to, what is this reference to? Customer. That, even though it's, this is what
Contact name, actually, yeah.
this, contact name.
Contact name.
Company name or contact name.
Yeah, right. Contact name, title.
Oh, you're right.
And the age.
So they could refer to all the things, yeah, and position, but the age thing of what?
The age.
It's age of the customer, of the company. Or I guess the contact age. So this couldn't all be the same person,
Yes.
because they're all different.
Or different,
Different, yeah. So you probably should change the name. Just because of the confusing
Okay. But everything is wrong on the web.
Yeah, we're,
Right now, it's great.
it's just for other people, people will be using it,
Okay, I'll go check.
so you should change the name just so it doesn't confuse.
Okay.
It's already confusing.
Okay.
Because it would have to be all different steps that.
I
I
don't,
don't think anyone can.
I don't need to put them to phone, right?
And after you're done, and you Skype it, if you Skype it to me, but Skype it to me personally, if you're okay to leave, I'm gonna Skype everyone, the whole insert command, and you have to run that whole insert command and insert all your records.
So I don't need to tell you, don't need those values?
No, just you use the comment at the end.
And it's first,
Does it work on yet, or is it not? Okay, let me confirm, this value should kind of change.
Yeah, okay.
That's kind of cheating, you can't really do that, because everyone can use that in there, you're gonna give this to me, and I'm giving it to everyone else. So, they need to be a little more different, just that way, like, this word, title level, that great. Probably not good employees, kind of courtesy, maybe like Mr. and Mrs. What's the name of courtesy? It'd be like Mr. and Mrs., right?
yeah, some of them, I don't know.
So you want to be Mr. and Mrs. Oh, maybe if it's like doctor because you're a civil engineer, doctor because you're doctor, pharmacist, PE, PhD. But then there's doctor on the low. I think it's your title of courtesy. Like, I think it's the Mr. and Mrs. or doctor or. That one should be changed and this one should be modified. So that way, when think about everyone's gonna use this, and you're gonna give this to me, and then I'm gonna give everyone code, you're gonna have a bunch of values in there. So when you do this exercise, you can do this.
For example, I select, already from a table.
That, the answer to this, you know what they're saying, you know what the answer to this one is?
So I think they're all here.
Yeah. So what's the query to get all the records in the table and play off? What's the command in SQL? You have to do a little research and look at your command list, and then you would say, okay, direct. This would be an example.
Like the
That would be the answer. So you have a lot. That's gonna be your one. But I mean, just sort of pick that and pick the other one. And I think it means like if this is a miss, maybe Mr. Maybe Mr. And then this one, because it's a doctor, maybe doctor. Yeah. So that, and then just make up anything, just to be different. So when someone else is a search on the database, the shield, and if you send it to me on site, you're welcome to do. I'm gonna finish off the last part and then I'm gonna do that to you guys. Oh, you're not that late, like, we got a lot done today.
maybe,
And you're welcome to message me if you're having any problems or stuck on any of them, message me.
MP, maybe MP.
Oh, yeah, I like that. I don't know what that stands for, but. And look at you, you're getting so many records. The more records, the better. We'll have more data in the database. So if you're trying this out, let's say you want to try this command out. These are just basically the idea. So if you want to try this command out, type this into a query window and run it. And then you'll see if that does it. So this is supposed to give you all records from a table and displaying all of them. It's all records. So this is, and then I'll send you everything with my table and your table, because my table has all the tokens, so I have to include all my UCI. What happened to all your answers?
Oh, my stuff.
Okay. Oh, I just knew you. Oh, you're all done.
Yeah, just change everything.
And then I already sent you. And a good read?
Yeah, yeah.
So, what would this command be? So if you want to test this out and you want to do any of these, you would go and you could do a new window, like you've been doing over and over and over, and you can try it in there. So what would the command be for selecting all records from a table and displaying all of them? What?
you have an idea, select, so start to select. Select what? You want all the records, so it's gonna be a star. Then what's the next one? Select. It's okay. From, you use
No.
already. And then SQADB dot, let's give me any table. You custom. Okay, that's the command. It's gonna change, and when there's a new command, I give you a little hint. Make that little. This is a new, this is kind of new, this, and this, multiple times. And this is user count.
Like a friend told me, for example, like I would, copy paste, this all this line. He told me we can use the multiply in the string, but I don't know if I can know
Use the what?
the multiply. I can't kind of like this for the example. Multiply line. I don't know what we did. Just name, I don't know what, and it's kind of about the string and action. Ooh, I don't know. Asking maybe string as the option.
I'm actually not a database professional.
Even the Python master programmer, say you can do this and
Oh, maybe in Python, and create a script.
I don't know what.
But there might be a special syntax to multiply.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't know.
You can maybe Google it, make it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. That's good. And you ran it? So did you get my new database creation script? So this over here, because this is wrong. Where all your decimals, which is in the other table, all these decimals, you have two things. You have to have numbers.
Yeah.
So that's gonna say, it's gonna make it a decimal point. So that, and now you have to rerun it, recreate. You have to but now it's okay. That's what's right. Now you can read. Oh, you can't drop it from the technique out. You have to delete them all and recreate. Or you just delete this one. And then delete this one. And then run. And then run. Good, and then you want to run the last one. Which one you did? You finished?
Yeah.
Can I look?
I tested. Oh.
I'm sure you did. With this name, because you have to read all the records. So you might want to page table and recreate it, because the records are off. But you're good though to go. No, I didn't. Huh? I didn't. Did what? Oh, you sent it to me? Okay, the only thing, you have to drop this table, then drop this table, employee, and then re-add employee, re-add your column, and again, redo this, re-add your separate, or we can look like the delete command. Sorry for keeping you guys long.
look at the, what is the, what is the deal?
The skew, I don't know what skew is.
That's higher. They should all be different though. That's
Yeah,
what they need.
they're all different.
I mean, you didn't, that's too easy,
So
and the next one?
the unit price, the number of items, and the discount.
Okay, we get fragment price, $5.
Yeah.
They got
Unit
one and a
price,
half.
currency, here.
I don't know what they need, but okay, that works.
Okay?
Yeah, perfect. Good job.
Thank
You guys did a good job. There's a lot of information today. We didn't get to the JavaScript part.
Yeah.
I don't know what we're gonna do on Saturday.
No.
Maybe a big day.
Yeah.
But, maybe we'll even, maybe just go through it quickly and.
Yeah, and later on this year, maybe we can go over with the questions, the interview questions, or try to work,
Oh, okay. Yeah, I just wanted maybe if I give you the questions with no answer, and you try to figure out the answer yourself, and it's even selenium questions, so you're not gonna know all the answers in all.
Okay.
So just to come up with, and if you can think of any questions that you want the answer of, just thinking that everyone could use those questions, answers, well, we will create a database of stuff, questions and stuff.
Yeah.
Sounds pretty good. You guys did a great job. I'll message everyone a whole database of all the different inserts. Because I have to do my inserts too. My inserts are gonna, because I have a bunch of foreign keys, so I have to use your, individual keys in my foreign keys. Get it, kind of? You need some sleep.
Yeah.
You guys have a great night. It was a good class. Thanks. See you on Saturday. Oh, yeah, it is. Mine. Thank you. What? I hope you guys had a great day. I enjoyed it. Huh? Aw.
No, I think later I understand something more than Java. I developed the tool. Because Java really fast.
No.
It's my brain. When I'm driving home, all the stuff in my brain. Why?
You need to get a nice little radio that plays all the.
If it's playing me, I will use it. But the best I can review on the book. I make a mistake in my blueprint. Company blueprint. See you.
See you. Have a great night. You too. I'm not going to. I'm just going to put this, create it, and then put it on Skype, and then. Thank you. You guys were great today.